forward the charts and see exactly what DXY is telling us. See what DXY is telling us. Of course, as usual, guys, if you want to analyze these charts, you must know the type of a trader you are. I'm going to analyze DXY as a day trader. So I won't just give you the general direction of that market that DXY is bullish, so the market is heading upward. No, I'm going to show you what is likely to happen next, you see, or let's say in these few hours, what is likely to happen on DXY. So starting from the higher time frames, as usual, so that you can know the general direction of that market of DXY, we we can all agree to each other that DXY has been consolidating for a long time. Try to imagine this is the monthly time frame, and on a monthly time frame, for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, almost 11 months, this market has been ranging. So this shows you that DXY is not dominated by buyers or sellers. See, so this market is just consolidating. And of course, that consolidation, it has a very huge range of pips. You see, let's say, for example, you can find that maybe those are more than maybe 1,000 pips, or let's say a lot of pips. You see, the range from here up to here, there are 4,000 pips. 4,000 pips. So you can agree with me that for the range, which is, let's say, over 1,000 pips, someone who is a day trader, or let's say someone who is trading, anticipating to get maybe 100 pips, or let's say 50 to 100 pips, you can get them from there. And the good thing is that you know exactly where the market is heading to. Let's say, for example, DXY had this bearish move, bullish move, bearish move, bullish move, bearish move, bullish move. So generally, this market has been ranging between the levels of support and resistance. And let's say if you're a day trader looking for to trade, you have to focus much on the area where the market is, on the very specific area where the market is. If this market would be, let's say, bearish, or let's say if it was dominated by sellers, would have seen this market heading downward. And if this market would be, let's say, dominated by buyers, would have seen this market heading upward. But generally, I think everyone can see that this market is just dominated. I mean, not dominated by buyers or sellers. The market is just consolidating. And if that market is just consolidating, just you focus much on the area where the market is. And this market is moving from the area of support all the way to resistance. Of course, almost has already reached there, but that's what is happening right now. So as you go to the lower time frames, you have to bear in mind that buyers are pushing the market upward. So as you go to the lower time frames, you're likely to find more of zones, you're likely to find more of market structures which are building up a bullish trend. And for a bullish trend, we all know that the market has to give us clear highs and lows. You see, breaking structures and coming back to retest, something like that, indicating that the power of buyers is much stronger compared to the power of sellers who are trying to push this market down. You see, so generally, you're going to see that when you start doing your top-down analysis from the monthly time frame to the weekly time frame to the daily time frame to 4 hours to 1 hour, maybe even up to 15 minutes, you're likely to see exactly what is happening there. So from the monthly time frame, we just go to the weekly time frame, and on a weekly time frame, at least we are likely to see some zones which can help us to know exactly whether this market is on the resistance or it is on the support, or let's say demand zones, supply zones. At least you are likely to see that. And you are going to identify them by just looking at the areas that caused these markets maybe to reject a lot. You see, not only there, also on the higher time frames, you are likely also to know exactly where the market is. Is it on a supply zone, or is it on a demand zone, or something like that? So you are likely at least to know exactly where the markets are. You see, and if the market is on its resistance, you are likely to see more of selling pressure. Or if the market is on its support, you are likely to see more of bullish pressure or buying pressure. So specifically, we trade the market structures. And if you are going to trade market structures, for the market which is heading upward, a bullish market, you have to see clear high highs and high lows, something like this. High, low, high, high lows, something like that. And how are you going to see that? I always tell you here that these market structures are clearly seen on a daily time frame, specifically if you're a day trader, or let's say if you're a swing trader, you're going to see them clearly on a daily time frame, and you have to focus much on the area where the market is. See, so from there you just go to the daily time frame, and on a daily time frame you are likely to find more of, let's say, bullish characteristics, or let's say bearish characteristics, and something like that. So clearly DXY is giving us clear high highs and high lows. You see, clear high highs and high lows. This is clear high, clear low. The market failed to break, so this is clear high high. And what was happening here? The market is on the resistance area, or we can call it a supply zone, because the market once touched on that area, we saw that very huge sell-off, and that's where the market is. And on this very specific area, you can see the market is rejecting. You see, rejecting a lot. So generally, we are on the area where sellers are like, they have a little bit of momentum, you see, or power. You see, so of course, generally, this market is bullish, heading all the way to this area, you see. But right now, where the market is on the area where everyone can expect a little bit of sell-off. So let me mark this area, because why is this market failing to break this area for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the seventh day? So we are likely to see more of whatever is happening around that area as we go to the lower time frames. So from the daily time frame, we just go to the 4-hour time frame, and on DXY, I'm likely to end on that time frame, or maybe go to the a little bit of lower time frames. But specifically, I think you can see the way the market was failing to break this zone. So generally, what is present right now, these were sellers trying to push this market down. So as you go to the 1-hour time frame, you're likely to see more of bearish characteristics around that area. You see, because because DXY tapped on around the 99.5 something, you see, of course, which is which shows that the dollar was really strong for these few weeks, you see. But generally, this market was pushing a little bit down, and the market is on the area where everyone was thinking about selling, you see. So I think that's why we see something like that. But on this very specific area, the market has been failing to break this area for a long time. So there is a very big possibility of that market to react again, you see, starting from this area, reacting a little bit upward. There is that very big possibility. And in order for you to see exactly what is happening around this area, you have to go to the 1-hour time frame. And on 1-hour time frame, you are just looking for candlesticks, bullish candlesticks, reversal candlesticks, or anything reversal, maybe, which can give you the reality of the volume of buyers and sellers, or the volume of buyers and sellers who are present around that area. You see? So from the daily 4-hour time frame, as you go to the 1-hour time frame, you're likely to see more of bearish characteristics around that area. Clear lows and low highs, clear lows and low highs. You see, lows and highs, lows and highs, lows and highs, lows. And the market has failed to continue creating those lows. And of course, our previous high was somewhere here before the market pushed it down. You see, I think you can see clearly the market tried to break that area, but it has failed. But generally, from what I see today, we are likely to see another bullish dollar. We are likely to see a strong dollar from this area where the market is. Of course, changing nothing, but at least I think you can see these are reversal candlestick. The market tried to push, it came back around that area. There is a very big possibility of us experiencing at least a little bit of a bullish dollar today. See, so 30 minutes. Let me check on 30 minutes up to 15 minutes. There is something that I'm looking for. You see, I think this is clear W pattern on 30 minutes, which is the reversal chart pattern. This is clear W pattern. The market broke that area. It came back to retest. There is a very big possibility of us having a bullish dollar specifically today. And of course, the first target is around this zone here. Let me just mark it. Very easy way. So at least you can know exactly how we do it. That zone there around 98.907, you see, at least around that area. So generally, that's what I see from DXY. That's what I see from DXY. Okay, so let's go and start our analysis. Of course, for those people, let's say we're looking forward to trade this, let's go and see what is happening on anything related to USD. So speaking about, let's say, NZD, USDJPY, you see, let's say USDJPY, Euro USD. So let us start with USDJPY and see exactly what is likely to happen on USDJPY, USD Japanese yen. Of course, we all know that Japanese yen has been bullish for a long time. Of course, even yesterday I was expecting that the market can push a little bit down, but of course it sold a little bit, but generally this market held me. Because also yesterday, JPY, or let's say Japanese yen, the yen is the strength of yen is measured by JPY basket. You see, so yesterday we analyzed Japanese basket. It was on its support area, but it did not confirm that buyers have entered. So the market just passed on that area like nothing there is. See? So that's why we're expecting that JPY JPY had to gain power, or let's say USDJPY has to continue pushing down. But I think you can see generally there is something which is happening here. So let's go to the higher time frames and start analyzing this, of course, starting from the higher time frames all the way to the lower time frames. And from the higher time frames, you're going to look at the general directions of these markets. We have to know generally that this market, is it dominated by buyers or is it dominated by sellers? And also, is it on a supply zone or demand zone? Or in other words, is it on resistance or support? Is it likely to offer us a buying opportunity or a selling opportunity? So you have to know, you as a trader. So from the monthly time frame, we can all agree to each other that this market has been bullish for a long time. You see, moving from this area all the way to these areas, though on the areas where the market is, the market once touched on those very specific areas, and we saw that very huge sell-off. So there is a very big possibility of us experiencing that thing again. You see, there is a very big possibility of us experiencing that thing again, that we can see sellers also taking over again. So if this market continues pushing upward, the next zone, which has not been touched yet, it is around this area, which is 162 point something, which is 162 point something, 161 up to 162 point something. But apart from that, where the market is currently is on a very crucial zone, very, very strong zone where the market touched, we saw that very huge sell-off. Not only that, but you have to consider much where the market is coming from. The market is bullish, heading upward, giving us clear highs and lows, showing us bullish characteristics, and you as a trader, you are likely maybe to get something from here. So let me mark some zones which can make sense as we go to the lower time frames. See, let me mark some zones which can make sense as we go to the lower time frames. And of course, it can help us in one way or the other. It can help us in one way or the other, at least to know exactly where the markets are. But generally, this market is bullish. See, generally, USDJPY is bullish. And of course, also adding from whatever is happening from the Middle East, I think you have seen how Iran are very aggressive right now. They are not ready to cease fire. You see, they are ready for the war, which is something which is very, very bad. Specifically, I heard one news today that of course, the new, is it a president or let's say a leader in Iran, someone who was put in power, has said that if this won't stop, we are going to experience one barrel hitting all-time high, which is around $200 per barrel. See, $200 per barrel. And of course, from whatever was happening from the Middle East, I think you saw how the price of oil went all the way to 120 plus dollars per barrel, which is the highest price since 2022. You see, and now from there, the highest price which was reached, I mean, the highest price of oil, the all-time high of oil is 140 plus, I mean, dollars per barrel. So they're expecting that now this is very aggressive. If the US continues pushing this way, these people are ready. See, and if they are ready, we all know that this brings inflation specifically on oil, and we are going to be affected. Specifically, we East Africans who import this, we are going to be affected in one way or the other. So for those people who have VITs, who have ISTs, who have these small Mazda, you are lucky. But for those people driving these big machines, get ready. You see, get ready. So let's go back to the session and see exactly what is happening on USD. So where the market is, I think you can see clearly the market once touched on that very specific area. We had that very huge sell-off of 1,900 for something pips, you see. And on the same area, the market came again and we had that very big sell-off of 700 pips. And the market has come back on the same area again, you see. Retesting the same area most of the time. And not only that, if you look at the market structures which are being created here, this is clear high, this is clear low, this is clear high, this is clear high low, and currently this market is heading all the way to this area here. Though we are likely to see a little bit of rejections here and there, but the general movement which is likely to happen here, USDJPY is heading all the way to 160 plus. You see, 160 plus. Okay, so we have to go to the lower time frames and of course focus much on this very specific area. Let's say, for example, if you're a day trader looking for to get maybe 100 pips, just a movement from here up to this area, those are more than 100 pips, or a bearish move from here up to here, these are more than 100 pips. So you have to go and focus much on this very specific area where the market is, on this very specific area where the market is, on this very specific area. So that's the real meaning of top-down analysis. Analyzing starting from the higher time frames, going to the lower time frames. So from the monthly time frame, we just go to the weekly time frame. And on a weekly time frame, guys, we are just going to focus much on this very specific area. And if there are zones or areas which are likely to give us some reactions, we can just mark them. You see, you can just mark them. Not only there, why did this market push all the way to that area? So we are likely to see something as we go to the lower time frames. But you as a trader, someone who's looking to get maybe 100 pips from this, you have to focus much on this very specific area where the market is. So from here, I think everyone can see clearly that the market had that very huge sell-off. And after that very huge sell-off, this market started its bullish rally. And of course, from the monthly time frame, I think you saw that this sell-off was just a retracement. This market giving us lower low, I mean high low, and from there it has started its rally to create high. So for the past 3 weeks, 1 to 3 weeks, and of course also this one, this market is dominated by buyers because the past 3 weeks candlesticks, they are all bullish. And if they are all bullish, then this market is bullish right now. And if you also include whatever is happening in the Middle East, because this war has led to, I mean, is giving us a bullish dollar all the time. And of course, the bullish dollar, because the dollar is the safe haven currency. So that's why most of trades done worldwide, they are done in dollar. See, but apart from that, there is something that people were expecting from this war. Everyone was thinking that USD has to move all the way to 6,000 per ounce. But I think you saw what happened. USD had gold had a very huge sell-off of over 4,000 pips. And then after that, right now, from whatever is happening on gold, gold is just consolidating. See, of course, with the range of those are like 1,000 pips of consolidation. So we are also going to see exactly what is happening in gold. Let us finish the USD. JPY. So this market is generally bullish. And if you are now going to the lower time frames, focusing on this area, you're likely to find this market offering you or giving you clear high highs and high lows, something like that. See? So if this market will be giving you clear high highs and high lows, then we will see exactly what is happening, though the market is on the zone where everyone is thinking that we can see a little bit of rejection, but we have to go and see exactly what is happening on that area. So from the weekly time frame, we just go to the daily time frame. And on a daily time frame, at least, the market structures are bullish structures. See, the market structures are clear bullish structures where the market is offering us or giving us clear highs and lows, bullish characteristics where the market is offering highs, lows, high highs and high lows, high highs and high lows. You see, I think you can see clearly high highs and high lows, high highs and high lows, high highs, and of course high lows. And currently, we can see it's like this market is is trying to find another high. See? So let me mark some areas here so that at least we can see exactly what is happening. This was our last high. Our last high before that market gave us that sell-off. But apart from that, also we had this low around this area. So let's see exactly what happened here. If that market had a normal retracement, or let's say a different one, and then from there, maybe this market is continuing pushing upward. And if it continues pushing upward, then what is the next stop? What is the next stop? At least around this area here. Yes, around this area, and let me mark it as a zone. At least around that area there. Of course, we have a range of these like 80 plus pips, you see, like 80 to 90 pips, you see. So let's go to the lower time frames and focus much on this area so that we can see if there is bullish pressure around that area. Then at least you can see exactly what is going on. On 4-hour time frame, focusing on that very specific area, I think you can see clearly. So if you are to mark market structures, this is clear high, this is clear low, this is clear high, this is clear high low, and currently this market is heading that way. So as we go to the 1-hour time frame, I have to go and confirm if there are bullish reversal candlesticks and everything reversal around that area. Then from there, we can think about, let's say, that huge rally. Though there is a zone here, expect a little bit of pushback from that zone, but generally that's what I see from this side. So I think you can see clearly from this area, the market was heading downward, of course, giving us something like this. This is called clear head and shoulders, which is the reversal chart pattern. The market broke that zone, it came back to retest. So this market is heading that way. See, that market is heading that way. So that's what I see generally on USD JPY. On USD JPY. Okay, there are people who are saying that I'm muted. Okay, this is Jane. He's saying that I'm muted. Guys, can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Please write for me. Yeah, I'm very loud and clear. Very, very loud and clear. Of course, before we proceed to the next one, I'm quite very sure that there are people here who are looking for to trade gold. And of course, I have only like 12 minutes to end this live, so at least I can also go and check what is happening in gold. So if you're a trader looking for to trade, remember that this is FX Pesa and the FX Pesa Academy. So if you're here, you are being favored by FX Pesa, at least to give you these sessions daily, Monday to Friday. And of course, the reason behind this is at least to make sure that all the people who trade with us at least have some knowledge on what they are going to do. You see, because most of the people just hear that there is trading, there is forex trading, and of course, let's say those people from Kenya, you see, especially Kenyans, that people are being scammed there. You see, here and there. Find that you pay someone, he knows nothing maybe about this, and maybe he's very popular online, and you think that maybe you're going to get something, but at least from here, you pay nothing. And then at least you gain something from here, you see, because we have different experts here who know exactly what they're doing in this financial market. So you can also take advantage of these guys. And if you have your friends, just refer them to these sessions because we don't know if they will continue like this being free, or maybe sometimes if express I can just say that, hey, now enough is enough. We have educated enough people, and then we can proceed with other stuff. So take advantage of these sessions, guys, because at least you come to learn, come to get the informations, come to see in a practical way on how people do trade and on how people do analysis. So you can also take advantage of that. And of course, remember that we also have different sessions across, of course, East African region. We have sessions in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. We have sessions in Kampala, Uganda, but also we have sessions in Nairobi. So you can also take advantage of that. And if you want to attend them, make sure you go to FX Pesa's Instagram page and that's use the link on bio. You'll find everything there. You see, you'll find everything there.